Selamat pagi semua. Seperti yang diwawarkan dalam WhatsApp group, hari ini kita akan cover about apa itu sustainable and healthy diet lah. So kalau you tengok topik saya hari ini, saya letak change your relationship with food. So pertama sekali kita kena menghayati lah apa itu healthy diet, supaya kita dapat combat ataupun prevent ourselves from getting NCD lah, penyakit tidak berjangkit. So hari ini saya akan cover tentang the relationship between food, exercise and weight. Tujuannya untuk bagi tahu kita mengapa kita nak buat, okay, so that you really understand why kita perlu buat gaya hidup yang sihat, start to practice. Lepas tu we will get to see a bit about apa itu sustainable and healthy plates. Sebenarnya banyak guideline kat luar sana. Kita ada Malaysian Food Pyramid, kita ada Malaysian Dietary Guideline, kita ada My Healthy Plate. So among all these guidelines, saya rasa hari ini saya nak cover My Healthy Plate sebab it's senang faham. And I think you all boleh grasp the concept better, because whatever it is, all these guidelines yang available, it's kind of speaking to each other. Okay, memang berkaitannya. Then after that, saya akan bagi sikit tips lah, apa yang kita boleh buat in terms, to apply your My Healthy Plate into your daily life. Okay, sebelum saya masuk into very detail, there are a few questions. Okay, get ready dengan your camera. So we're going to do some QR code scanning. So do you eat like this? Seperti gambar macam ni. So these are the responses, and you boleh put in your vote now. Okay, sementara ni cuma seorang saja yang buat. Okay, we will give a bit of time. Okay, we get to see 75% no, and there are about 25% or 40% somewhat yes. Okay, those yang somewhat yes, I think is good. So I think we need to fine tune it further. Those that don't feel sad about it. Okay, nothing wrong about you, but I think it's a very, very good reflections that you already aware of it. So now is, getting you to do it now. Okay, to convince you nak buat macam mana, apa yang boleh kita buat. Okay, so you can keep on voting. I need to move on to another slide, but I start to see there are 50% in the room that say yes, somewhat yes, and another 50% say no. For me, it's a good reflection. It means that we can do something about it. Okay, do you exercise every day? So these are the responses, and you can start vote again. Okay, we get quite a similar response in terms of the diet, 50-50. So like I say again, it's a very good reflections. Somewhat yes, it means that you are halfway there. We can do it much more better. Those say no, we need to do something about it. And those say yes, okay, congratulations. I think you need to keep it up, and hopefully it translated into your routine. Okay, the last questions that I'm going to ask you lah. Do you think you have a healthy body weight? Just a perception. Do you think you have a healthy body weight? Okay, we have about 40 say no. Okay, later on, I will bring you through, how do we usually define it. But again, I'm sure that when you are part of this program, you dah tahu your body weight, how is it, because we have been measuring you. Those say yes, then it's great, please maintain it. Those say unsure, then I hope that through these sessions is also you can clarify it further lah. Okay, so the next things like what I mentioned earlier, apa yang nak stress ialah the relationship between food, exercise and weights. Sebab benda ini sangat penting. Why kita talk about the foods and then and the exercise and relates it to weight, because kalau based on the evidences, based on the study out there, okay, it's a very convincing evidence cakap regular physical activity, high dietary intakes of fiber memang akan help to decrease the risk, or even protect against the weight gain and obesity. Yang increased risk ialah sedentary lifestyle, high intake of energy dense, micronutrient poor food. That's why in this whole session, I keep on emphasis about, balanced meal, my healthy plate. Since from the very beginning, keep on emphasizing it, that because study have shown that is a very convincing evidence to promote or protect against weight gain and obesity, and eventually it can prevent you further from having NCD. And of course, the rest of the evidence show, is a probable evidence saying that can help to decrease the risk, such as the home and the school environment that support healthy food choices for children, not only children, for us working adult. Okay, so hopefully we get to do something about healthy cafeteria down there, to create the supportive environment for everyone untuk makan secara sehat, practice a healthy lifestyle, and other types of things like possible evidence like low glycemic index. From my point of view, is can help you to fine tune your practice, your management of the diets. But whatever it is the overall intakes, like it has to be balanced, it has to consist of high fiber, it has to be low in energy. I think that concept gonna go in dulu before we start to talk different types of diet, different methods of approaching, how to manage your weight, how to manage your blood sugar, and etc. Okay, so I'm done about in terms of talking about, what are the evidence out there, cakap, memang penting kena makan high fiber, kena regular exercise. Now we need to know what is considered a normal diet. So kalau according to Malaysian Dietary Guideline, normal diet maksudnya diet yang boleh bagi, cukup tenaga, protein, vitamin, mineral, and other minerals lah yang penting untuk kita, throughout the life cycle. So, and then it also consistent lah dengan recommendations in the Malaysian Dietary Guideline 2010. We have the latest one, 2016, 2020, bukan 2010. So then from there, we also come out with Malaysian Healthy Plates, dengan slogan yang memang famous lah, quarter, half. So the first quarter yang boleh kita tengok kat sini ialah rice, noodle, bread, cereal product, tuber ni maksudnya sayur berkanji, macam kentang, ubi kayu. Those are the first quarter. Then the second quarter tu ialah protein, which is ikan, daging, ayam, kekacang. Then another half plate, separuh pinggan tu ialah sayur-sayuran dengan buah-buahan. So kalau buah-buahan tu susah nak dapat because of the environment ke, then ambil dua jenis sayur lah. Biar dia, the vegetable is half of your plates. And jangan lupa 1 gelas air. Okay, plain water. Okay, ataupun sometimes kita nak sikit rasa, then you go for infused water atau flavored, fruits flavored, fruits infused water. So example of Malaysian Healthy Plates, kalau kita nak translate kat dalam plates, this is how it looks like. Yang sebelah kanan tu a bit westernized lah. Yang sebelah kiri tu, okay, we nampak ada nasi, ada protein, ada sayur, kan, sayur. So this is how your plate should looks like. Okay, and it's possible sebab kita memang nak makan nasi campur kan, betul tak? So satu suku yang pertama tu nasi, okay. Suku yang kedua tu ialah protein, and pilih masakan protein yang rendah lemak, yang tak goreng-goreng. Lepas tu another half plate tu ialah sayur. Okay, example of healthier beverages, tadi nampak kan segelas air kat tepi pinggan tu. Selain tu kita boleh go for plain tea. Plain tea maksudnya tak ada gula kat dalam, plain tea. Infused water, bawa bekal air, mungkin boleh letak macam lemon ke, lime ke, ataupun any citrus fruits ke. Kalau tak nak, boleh letak lemongrass pun boleh. Pandan leaf ke. Pure fruit juice in this context maksudnya jangan letak gula kat dalam. No sugar. Kalau boleh add in more vegetables. Semalam saya dah share, example of 80% vegetable, 20% of fruits. But if you can't take it, more fruit, vegetable, mungkin kita boleh start slowly lah. Kita start dengan 20% sayur, 80% buah. Then after a week time, you can move up to 50-50. Then eventually you move towards more vegetables rather than fruits lah, to make your juices. And another healthy beverages actually is milk. Okay, because susu bagi calcium, and memang penting untuk kita punya tulang as well. What we can go for ialah you can go for low fat milk ataupun skim milk, susu rendah lemak, susu tanpa lemak, rather than susu penuh cream. So that's about it in terms of what is healthy plates. So sekarang ialah about what can you do. Senang saja kan kita cakap suku-suku separuh. Tapi nak buat macam mana? Makan berapa banyak, and so on and so forth. So these are a very general tips, and of course I akan go into a bit detail. First of all, watch out your diet. Second, be active. Third, improve your eating habit. Nak macam mana improve? Ada 3R. Reflect, replace, reinforce. Then the fourth one, kalau beyond than the healthy eating, let's say, I having difficulty untuk control saya punya blood sugar, saya punya cholesterol, then you need to seek professional advice. And lastly, you also need to know what is healthy body weight. Okay. So we go into the first one, watch your diet. So when I talk about watch your diet, it means that measure your intake. Okay, sukat. At least kita tahu makan berapa banyak. Okay, apa yang dikira tu sesuai untuk kita punya physical activity dan sebagainya. Lepas tu kita bila ada option, kita kena choose for those less energy dense. So usually benda yang bagi energy dense calories to the food ialah fats, sugar. And also we need to choose more fruits and vegetables and food that high in fiber macam oats. So let us have a look at one of the food groups, which actually is the main constitute lah kita punya meal, rice, noodles. Ini memang tak lari. So setiap kali hidangan, that's mean your lunch ke, your dinner ke, this will be the portion. 1 cup. One feast of it, 1 cup noodle, 1 cup rice, ataupun 1 cup of starchy vegetables, 1 cup of ham. This is the per, right now apa yang I show it to you ialah per hidangan. That means that should be on your plate, that the amount of it. If you refer to fruits and vegetables, actually kalau nak makan lebih tak apa. Okay, and the portion, one serve is a handful of it. So kalau you letak apple ke onto your tapak tangan, it's like 1 handful okay, or buah anggur. So usually buah anggur is about, kalau biji yang kecil lebih kurang 8 biji, kalau biji yang lagi besar tu then it will be about 4 to 5. So it depends on the sizes juga. And kalau you nak tengok in terms of the physicals, I already shown it in the slide. That is how it should looks like. Okay, sayur tu, kalau yang belum masak, 1 whole cup of it. Yang sudah masak, half cup of it. So kalau kita nak translate kat my healthy plate, Malaysian healthy plate, tadi saya ada cakap setengah pinggan tu kita kena ada sayur-sayuran. Let's say tak ada buah, kita nak sayur-sayuran. So 2 jenis sayur-sayuran. So you can have 2 cup of cooked vegetable onto your plate. That is considered half plates already. Okay. So then another food category yang biasanya kita look into it ialah fish, meat, poultry, eggs, legumes and nuts, which is another quarter of your plate. So how are we going to measure quantity apa yang consider sesuai? Ialah 1 tapak tangan, and daging ataupun ikan tu setebal your jari terakhir kelingking. Okay, so that should be the size of your protein. Ini saya cuma cakap yang raw version. So make sure protein you cara masak yang sihat, rendah lemak, tak goreng-goreng. So we will prefer more towards yang steam ke, masak sup ke. So those are the way lah. Okay, kalau legume, again, 1 serve tu ataupun 1 quarter of your plate ialah 1 handful. Let's say kita go for legumes, ataupun you nak makan in between you nak snacking kan, nak makan some nuts, then 1 handful during snack time. That should be the serving size yang you can have it. Shouldn't be taking more lah, because the more that you makan, then you add in more calories lah. So those are the general things that I mentioned so that you can visualize it and translate onto your plate. Okay, and of course there are also apps that can be used to measure your intake. Kalau you nak consistent, nak tahu every day you nak lock down, you makan berapa banyak. So kalau macam Apple phone, you can go for the My Coach weight loss. But all these are paid. I think yang non-paidnya MyFitnessPal tu tak paid. But the issue with all these apps, usually they allow people to key in their own recipe. So then in the end, when you select the food, there are multiple food and which one to select. So it can underestimate your intake ataupun overestimate your intake until in the end you rasa macam reliable dah information ni. But it's a good way of measuring your intake because it keep you reflect apa yang you makan hari ni, and if you dah over, then you will say, oh, okay, hari ni saya makan terlebih, so saya kena control a bit. So it's a very good monitoring tool lah. So the next thing I'm going to cover ialah choose less energy dense food that focusing minimize the fat intake. So ini adalah antara tips yang kita boleh gunakan in terms of the food preparation. You trim off the fats. Maksudnya, you keluarkan kulit tu. Contohnya masak sup, keluarkan kulit dulu. Then you masukkan flesh, okay, ayam tu tanpa kulit untuk masak. Then you cook with less fats or oil. So cara masakan yang sehat lah, steam lah, boil lah, grill lah, bake lah, bakar, roast. Use non-stick pan for cooking because we can use even lesser oil in our cooking. Kalau in terms of modifikasi recipe, kita boleh kalau masakan yang bersantan tu either kita gantikan ataupun kita reduce. Reduce ni maksudnya mungkin you try 80% coconut milk and then 20% dengan you dilute dengan air lah 8-20. Then after that slowly you move on with 50-50. So usually my advice to you all ialah buat staggerly. Jangan buat something like so radical until in the end tak lalu nak makan benda tu. Okay, because our taste bud actually can be trained. So kita kena train our taste bud to a certain tolerance level dulu. So you go slow by adjusting bit by bit. Eventually, you can accept the diluted version kalau you consistently do it lah. Okay, sometimes the coconut milk boleh replace dengan low fat milk ataupun skim milk. Kalau you masak soup, it's also always good that kalau you leave it cold sekejap, then at room temperature, the fat layer tu akan naik. So you boleh just skim it off and throw away. And that's also another way untuk, kurangkan lemak dalam masakan. And not necessary kita kena fry and all those things. We can season things dengan onion, garlic untuk bagi flavoring. Okay. Kalau in terms of eating out, select makanan tu dengan sesuai, tambah lebih banyak sayur-sayuran, kekacang. The last one I mentioned here, guna tisu pergi absorb kan. Okay. Kalau you tanya saya, doktor ada paper untuk support tak? Unfortunately tak ada. But somehow rather it helps to a certain extent lah. But help you reduce to how much, I can't tell you, but it's also another effort untuk reduce the fat intakes lah. Snacking habits, we try not to stock up benda-benda yang berkalori tinggi, yang berlemak tinggi, but we stock up makanan macam buah ke, makanan yang tinggi fiber, yogurt we go for low fat. So those are the things should be inside your fridge ataupun your cupboards, bukan benda-benda yang ice cream ke, benda yang berkalori tinggi lah. Okay, and the next thing yang I'm going to share lah, some of the substitution yang boleh kita buat. Instead kita go for cream soup, we can go for clear soup. Clear vegetable soup is even the better version because they increase your fiber. Lepas tu roti canai gantikan dengan toast ataupun chapati, makanan yang bergoreng kita gantikan sebagai makanan steam. Kalau makan macam nasi ayam kan, sometimes kita boleh request nasi putih. Kalau tempat tu ada brown rice, which actually kalau kat luar memang hardly ada lah. Kalau ada, then you try your best to go for it. Kalau masak sendiri, then that is even better. So maybe kat rumah, because tak biasa makan brown rice, you mix dulu. You mix your rice. The white rice dengan brown rice. Then slowly you can go for 100% brown rice. Like I say, taste bud can be trained. Mee curry, you tukar pergi noodle soup. So that's the way how you're going to reduce your fats intake. So to minimize your sugar intakes, these are some of the tips. Cut down your amount of sugar, not more than 6 to 8 teaspoons daily. Later on, you get to see lah, contoh-contoh benda yang biasanya tinggi gula in terms of dia punya teaspoon, dia punya measurement. Then you need to consciously aware, okay, satu hari ni saya tak boleh makan lebih berapa, tak boleh melebihi berapa teaspoon of gula, for example. Choose fresh snack. So in this case, maksudnya macam buah-buahan. These are fresh snacks ataupun nuts. Okay, limit sweet dishes. Limit sweet drinks to only 1 per day. Okay, kalau boleh, mungkin, let's say every day you ambil. So every day ambil and then setiap kali ambil 3-4 kali, like macam tu hari tu Prof Hyrene ada mentions the friends reduce from 3 times of Nescafe, if I'm not mistaken, to once a day. So after you manage to reduce once a day, maybe you start to look into dalam satu minggu tu 2-3 kali, then eventually once a month ke. So you slowly cut it down. Then choose low calorie drinks. Plain water is always the best. And some of the water just now beverages yang I share with you earlier on. And go for foods with low sugar label. So this one low sugar label is another thing, but within this year, I definitely ada satu session talk about how to read the nutrition labeling. Because besides of read the low sugar label, I think kita pun kena tahu nak baca macam mana betul tak information yang projected kat on top of the front of package labeling. So we must be able to read and compare juga so that we can make informed decisions. Okay. So tadi saya dah cakap lah in terms of makanan yang tinggi gula ataupun mengandungi kandungan gula, what is the portion size yang the sugar content. So macam honey kan, 1 tablespoon of sugar in it. Then kalau gula tak kisahlah gula putih ke gula brown sugar ke whatever sugar, 3 teaspoon is considered 15 gram of carbohydrate sugar in it. Kalau macam coca malt base, it's 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon. So this one is about 20 gram gula kat dalam. So 1 tablespoon 15 gram gula, 1 teaspoon ialah 5 gram gula. Then for jam is about 20 gram gula kalau you guna sukatan macam tu. Then untuk kaya is about 15 gram gula. Kalau untuk sirap lebih kurang 15 gram gula. And if you can recall earlier on saya cakap jangan melebihi 6 hingga 8 teaspoon. Why there is a range 6 hingga 8 teaspoon? Sebab it depends on your calorie level. So kalau let's say I'm looking at you are required untuk dapatkan 1,500 calorie per day, then your sugar requirement not more than 6 teaspoon per day. Kalau let's say your calorie 1,800 to 2,000 calorie, then it should not be more than 8 teaspoon teaspoon of sugar per day. Okay, so that's how you're going to utilize these informations lah. The next point ialah choose more fruits, vegetable and foods high in fiber. Portion tu macam mana tadi saya dah share with you. So that's about the watch your diet. Okay, we get to know in terms of the portion quantity tu nak macam mana translate onto your plate. Then we get some tips nak macam mana reduce fat, sugar. Okay, and what are the monitoring tool yang out there yang you all boleh consider untuk gunakan. So the next thing ialah be active. I think Prof Naha have been stressing so much about it. So we need to move, always moving. The next one ialah kita kena improve our eating habits. So now you already got the knowledge kan. So kita nak improve it. So kita kena constantly reflect. So how to reflect? Just now you have the monitoring tool untuk jot down apa yang I makan. Oh, hari ni I makan terlebih. So you dah reflect. Then you will do something about it. You try to replace apa yang tak healthy sangat in terms of your habit ke atau choices ke. You ganti dengan yang healthier one. Then after that, you jot down lagi. And then you reflect lagi. Nanti you reinforce lagi. Once you reinforce that, eventually dia akan jadi routine. It become parts of you. And you will do it without you knowing it. So that is all about the improve your eating habit. Guna 3R. Reflect, replace, reinforce. So some of the things yang you boleh buat bila you reflect, you can create the list, you highlight the habits, you ask yourself, you look at it. So this is the form of reflection. Replace, like I say, replace dengan yang the unhealthy dengan healthy. Eat more slowly. Eat when hungry. Jangan tak hungry you pun pergi makan. Plan the meal ahead. Prof Irene pun pernah mention before, chew slowly. Okay, kunyah dengan betul-betul. Then you reinforce. What changes do I need to make? Why do I do this? That's why earlier on I dah cakap apa relationship between food, physical activity dengan your weight, so that you understood the whole, the relationship, and to move you to what. When did I start doing this? Have I successfully done this? I pernah berjaya buat macam ni. What is the key success? Can I repeat it again? So these are some of the reinforced questions that you can do so that you can move on and moving forward. And of course, I did mention kalau beyond and the healthy eating, you need to fine tune further because of the disease itself, because you don't want to progress even lagi teruk, then you should seek the professional help. Okay, if about diet related, that in relation to non-communicable disease macam diabetes ke, heart problem ke, then you should speak to a dietitian. So I did mention what is healthy body weights. This is just a guide. Most of the time we look at BMI, but nowadays we are no longer look at BMI saja. We also look into the percentage body fats. That's why Prof Naha, bring along the weighing machines yang come along with a lot of body compositions, because that's really telling us where is your fat being deposited? Are you building muscle? Because what we really want ialah muscle, bukan fats. Okay, so the take-home message, you need to watch your diets. You need to be active. You need to have a sustainable, healthy eating habits. And so lastly, not to forget, if you need help, please seek professional help, be it a medical doctor, specialists, or even dietitians. So it's time for reflection for everyone, starting from today. What would you usually put on your plates, and what beverage would you usually have? So I hope by the end of today, you get to learn relationship between food, exercise, and weight. What is sustainable healthy plates? What can you do as an approach towards the sustainable and healthy diet? Before I really close everything, I would like to use opportunity untuk announce competition ni, My Healthy Plate competition. It will take starting from tomorrow and close by 14th of April 2025. So sangat simple saja. You just need to design a meal that adheres to the principle of a healthy plate. Seperti yang tadi saya tunjukkan. So the format ialah upload a photo of your My Healthy Plate. Translate your meal onto the plate. And it has to assemble of healthy plate. And then you upload that picture at your social media platform, anything, TikTok ke, Facebook ke, Instagram ke, with a brief description of your meal. Like, what is the meal about? What is your first quarter, second quarter, and your another half of your plate? And then you letak hashtag My Healthy Plate Challenge and hashtag wellness at FOM. So whoever top 10 most liked will be announced as winner, and their My Healthy Plate photo will be featured under Wellness at FOM Diet Blog. This competition ialah individual submission, and it can be multiple entries. You nak letak berapa banyak pun boleh. So on 14th of April, again, spreadsheet will be shared. So masa tu you will need to provide the link for us to know lah siapa top 10 ke, and to announce the winner. Later on, I think I will share pamphlets that created by the UMMC dietitian on the healthy plate. So there are more informations over there that you can use it as a guidance for you and also resources for you. Okay, that's all from my side, and I'm open for Q&A. Okay, I dah nampak the first question. What about pressed juice? Is that considered sweet drinks? Okay, usually the pressed juice, it's a most of the time it's a pure fruit juice lah, unless the person has a press and then add some sugar into it. I wouldn't call those juice sebagai sweet drinks. I won't call it as such. But the thing is, the fresh juice ni usually tak ada the insoluble fiber. If you can recall last week, I did mention kalau boleh we blend the fruit juices, we drink the hampas sekali and the fiber as well, because that's how it can increase your fiber intake. Any other questions? Okay, nak tanya, kalau sayur masak lemak, is it good to take like other cooked veggie? Okay, my advice to you is, okay, you can go ahead, because sometimes kan culture kita nak makan juga, and it can be sometimes this kind of cooking method. So there are a few ways that you can do. First is, you makan sayur tu dengan ambil sikit kuah saja. Jangan sampai kuah tu berlimpah-limpah kat your nasi. That's one way to reduce your fats intakes. Number two ialah your sayur masak lemak, the recipe tu you modify a bit. So instead of use 100% of santan, then you dilute your santan. That means your lemak tu bukannya sangat thick lemak. So that's also another way of reducing it. So to sum it up, ialah cara makan tu can help you to reduce your fat intake, or you look into recipe, you modify it further in order to reduce your fat intake. I hope I answer your questions, Nadra. I think the portion size yang just now I share with you, kalau you all in between have some questions not clear, can always bounce off in the WhatsApp group lah. Because actually I think it's going to be very useful information so that you can start to apply. Like how much to take, because most of the time people say, yeah, suku separuh, I know, visually I pun nampak, but is this the right amount? So those also some of the questions that people usually will have. Is it true that fruits should not be eaten after a main meal, or is just a myth? Okay. For me, I tak kisah. But again, kalau you nak fine tune further, like, oh, jangan makan fruits right after the meal sebab, because you are full already, right? Then when you eat the fruits, the vitamin mineral may not be absorbed 100%, but competing with your main meal. So then in order to get the pure benefit of the fruits nutrient, there are people saying that makan dengan perut yang kosong supaya you dapat absorb all the nutrients from the fruits. So that's the rationale behind of it. But for me, it is okay. You eat as per tolerated. Apa yang penting ialah satu hari at least 2 hingga 3 hidangan buah-buahan sehari. Actually, kalau according to Malaysian Food Pyramid, 2 hidangan buah, 3 hidangan sayur-sayuran setiap hari. So, be it you nak makan during snack time ataupun you nak makan after the meal pun boleh. Sometimes people, it also depends on cases. Kalau let's say the person is having gastric, and my advice will be, kalau you makan buah-buahan yang tinggi vitamin C, jangan makan dengan perut yang kosong. You kena makan right after meal ataupun after 15 minutes of the meal, so that dia tak memudaratkan your gastric ataupun your perut rasa tak sihat lah. So it depends on the individual. So what to do if we already watch our food intake, exercise, but our weight still stuck? Okay, that's why we need Prof Nahang new machine. Because like I mentioned, what is very important ialah muscle. It could be because you are building muscle, not because of you are not losing any, your total weight that lose, but actually your fat lose, that is the best. And your muscle increase, that also a good sign of it. Okay, so don't worry so much about like, your weight stuck macam tu, but you need to really look into, are you building a muscle or not? But if you are referring to a case whereby, no matter how I do it, my fat pun belum lose much lagi, my muscle pun tak build up, then we really need to re-look into the food intake and exercise. What else that we can do further? Because like, I think last two sessions I pun ada cakap before, sometimes our body can, after some times, our weight will tend to plateau because our body is trying to save ourselves from keep on losing weight. Sebab macam tak betul lah, keep on losing weight. So try to protect you for survival. So that is also another point yang we really need to be aware as well. So when you come to that point, I think it's very, very important, seek the right profession to talk about it, to discuss about it, so that can identify what is the issue. What is the issue? Could it be because of the endocrine issues, medical conditions that causing that? Ataupun could it be because of medications that causing, you cannot lose weight further, although you already watch out your food intake and exercise. So actually banyak factor. So like I say, seek the professional's advice if you come to that stage. Okay. Any other questions? Prof Naha, you want to add on anything? Okay, if the other, then I can call it an end for these sessions. I still welcome the questions through the WhatsApp group juga, and I will share the material with you, or the pamphlet yang tadi I dah cakap lah. So looking forward for your participations of the competitions. Let's this as a trigger to apply. To apply the My Healthy Plates for your daily life and eventually impact your family as well. Okay. That's all. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for attending these sessions. You can leave the room.